guys, it's Shelly from Steno Stitches. I haven't seen y'all in so long. I am so sorry about that. It is now 2022, it's the last week in February, and in the blink of an eye, 2 months went by. um, I had told you in my last video that I would try and do a WIP parade. I have never done one before, but I figured that would be a good way to jump back into making videos and a good way to start the year to kind of chronicle what I have before me, and we can see what I get done in 2022 because I do want to get a few of these big ones done this year. Real quick, I'm going to hold off on showing you any finishes or any haul or talking about the Steel City Stitch Retreat that I went to, just because this is a WIP parade and I think it could get long, and I just thought it would be fun to I'll do the WIP parade, I'll shut this off, and then I'll get my stuff and do a quick update video. So, I've got 2 bins here, as you can see. These are my oldest WIPs. These are the ones that I keep upstairs, like they're not even thought about until they're pulled and put into this bin, which is green because I have green in my living room. That's the logic behind the colors. Oh, it is Monday morning, and I have a nice hot cup of coffee, so I will be sipping on this during the video. Hope that isn't offensive to y'all, but I need my coffee. I don't have a deposition this morning, so I thought I would just, rather than sitting and sipping coffee and looking around on Instagram, I would just show you all my WIPs. Why not, right? So probably as the video goes on, I'll get like more and more talkative because the coffee will kick in. All right, so I don't know exactly what's in these oldest ones right off the top of my head, and there's no order. I'm just gonna go through them and show you. Okay, this is one that I want to pull out like really soon. Like I considered pulling it out yesterday just because I want to finish it. So it is Tiny Modernist Every Season. As you can see, this is not a very good picture because most of the little whatever octagons maybe are blocked out because it was a sale. I'm not doing it as a sale. I have all the parts. Oh man, I think this one's going to stay out. I'm not going to say that about every one, but I think this one is going to stay out because look at that. I literally only have like 2/3 of an octagon to go. I saw somebody stitching this at the Steel City Stitch Retreat and it was lovely, and I was just like, I have to finish that. Okay, so that answers that, of whether or not I'm going to work on that. And yes, I'm going to fold it with the stitches out because I see those crease lines and I don't like it, so I'm going to try and fold it the opposite way just for now. This is one of those fabrics that I think the wrinkles are going to be really hard to get out. There's a certain feel to some linen. It almost feels like it has a coating on it or something. I find that those linens are the hardest to iron. I am in the market for a handheld steamer for when I hang my quilts and I take them out of storage. They're always like wrinkled up. So if anyone has a recommendation for a really good handheld garment or upholstery steamer that isn't too pricey, let me know. All right, maybe I'll be like really fancy and keep a tally of how many WIPs. Let's see if I remember. So that was one. The funny part about WIP parades is every single project that gets pulled out, for the most part, the people are like, oh, I love this one. This is another one I've been working on for a long time. Sorry about the lighting. When I film down here, it tends to wash things out. Maybe if I go over here. It's Jardine Privé, scissors and bobbins. This is one of my very first samplers, if not the first sampler. I don't have the dates on when I started, things like that. I have it all written down, but I didn't want to do the prep work. Y'all don't really care about that, I don't think. Oops, sorry, just trying to make my needle liner cute and I put it at the bottom. Okay, so this was one that I had restarted. I had done almost this much and then I restarted it. And I did a color conversion because the creams and the browns were not showing up on my fabric. And I love it. And I'm putting my initials in a different color pink. I've got the S and the B in a different pink. So there's two. Would love to finish this one. Okay. What else we got? This is a cute bag. This was made with a leftover Lori Holt block from the Farm Girl Vintage quilt that I made. I showed you all those in previous videos. Okay, this one is, I love this one, but man, it gives me a fit on the colors. Okay, this is by Tralala. I don't remember what it is called. This is what I lovingly nicknamed the Bee Sampler. I know Lori Holt stitched this one because that's what made me want to stitch it. And that's where I am so far. I would say I'm almost halfway. So I'm doing pretty good. I just kind of have to change the colors as I go and make it work. I do know that on this side over here, there is the white sheep and a really light pink house. So I'm stumped because I know that the white isn't going to show on the sheeps. And so maybe I have to make them black sheep. And I'm so glad that I found this needle minder because it is one of my favorites. And I just pre-ordered 2 bee pieces from Market to go with my bee display. And I was thinking, where's that needle miner? Sorry, if I'm a little sniffly or congested, I had COVID back in January, which is one of the reasons why I got behind on my videos. And I still have a little bit of, stuff lingering with that. Okay, so that was number 3. Sip of coffee. I hope y'all are stitching while you watch this, because that's my favorite thing to do. Do you ever like save somebody's video that you just really like to listen to and you like what they do and you're like, yes, I'm going to stitch this while I watch them? Okay, so this is Stitching Book Club. I do not have the pattern, but I can show you what I've done so far. This was the Little Women. And I did a color conversion on the house. Rather than grays, I changed it to shades of blue. I made some pretty good progress. She is, as everyone knows, a genius with color, but that tends to lend itself to a lot of color changes, so it is kind of tedious stitching. I do want to finish this. I did finish the book. I absolutely loved reading the book. I'm reading the Chronicles of Narnia series right now. I have not started that pattern. I'd like to see the whole thing before I do it, because honestly, if it's just going to be a bunch of words, I might not do it. I'm not sure. There's number 4. Maybe if you're watching this during cocktail hour, you can take a drink every time I write down the number. Oh, this is a good one. This is another one that is top of my list to get done this year, along with the 4 seasons. They're also the oldest, so, I want them in my house, so I need to stitch them. This is Simplicity by Cottage Garden Samplings. This is the only one I've done by them. This is one of the very first patterns that I purchased. I was down at Fire Poppies and I got this simply for the goldfinch because, I'm a bird lady. I realize now that possibly I could just pick the bird out of these patterns and maybe I'll do more of them because they're very big and very stitch heavy, but beautiful. I haven't even finished the bird, my gosh. That's what I have done. So much done, so little to go. Those daisies though, actually, this all needs to be colored in. So much stitching in those daisies. Beautiful though. This is on some Monaco that I had dyed. I can tell by the feel. I fell out of love with Monaco somewhere along the way. When I was dyeing it, the holes kept getting smaller and smaller, and I was seriously struggling. All right, that's number 5. Another Lori Holt scrap bag, strawberry. This must have, oh, no, it doesn't have strawberry patterns in it. This has Heartstring Samplery, Cross Stitch Nation. Hopefully the glare isn't too bad. Y'all have seen it, that's why I don't feel like desperate to take it out of the package, because everybody stitched that one last year. And I just kind of pull this out during WIP Go or different random times. I'm not in a huge hurry. I'm sure I do want it hung up in my house because I am part of the Cross Stitch Nation, but you know, stitching the people isn't the most exciting, but I do love it. And I'm doing a full color conversion. I kind of followed somebody on Instagram, and I've talked about this in other videos, so if you wanted to know more about it, you could look back. That was one of the hardest things, is trying to pick the colors and match it and do it all online, and that kind of stuff sometimes bogs me down. 6. I wonder what kind of project this is. This is a Lynn X Stitch Creates bag. Got it at StitchCon. This is a pattern by Steno Stitches, Kevin and myself. I asked him to design this for me, and I still haven't finished it. And there's a very logical reason why I haven't finished it, and it's because this Monaco, the holes shrank so much, it is just not fun. I can't stitch in hand. It's so slow with the needle. So it's a great pattern, and I dyed this fabric. It's an ice blue gray. I wanted it to look like a glacier. I really like it. Never pull it out. And I never will if I keep it in my upstairs bin. I'm sure it's on my WIP Go, so maybe I can finish it then. I can't exactly remember, but I think it is. I think I'm going to be surprised by how many WIPs I have. I don't think I realized how many I have. Okay. Oh, we're moving into Thanksgiving. What is this called? I do not have the pattern. Okay, this is Give Thanks by Autumn Lane Stitchery. And I know that Cassandra did a stitch along with this, and I did participate in that stitch along. I think I started a little bit late. I absolutely love this. I love it on that dot fabric, petite point. It's in raw linen. This is stitch heavy. This is quite a piece. I'd say I'm about halfway maybe, but it's very fun. And I look forward to pulling that out this fall. I'm trying to roll stuff up as I put it away. Maybe it'll help with the creases. Okay, number 8. I thought the bin was empty for a second. No such luck. I don't even know if I'm actively working on anything in this bag. This is my like catch-all Christmas. I can show you some. It's a WIP. So I didn't work on it in a year and a half, but it's a WIP. This is Christmas in the Pines by Stony Creek. Very old. I do like it, but again, it's pretty boring stitching, and so it's not on the top of my list. Like, It is not fun to stitch this. Who knows? Maybe that will be a I'm not going to finish piece. I'm not sure. The only other thing I have in here is some Christmas ornaments, but I don't even need to go there. Should I count that as a WIP? I'll count it as one, even though there's two in there. Am I justifying? I'm not sure. If you just heard growling, my golden doodle Ender is in his office, and he has a chair in my office, and he goes to work. And he works really hard monitoring the street. Okay, this is not started, so I am not counting this as a WIP. It is simply a pattern and a piece of fabric. Okay, I'm not counting that one. I should probably pull that out and use that project bag. I won this project bag on Instagram. I wish I could remember who made it, but I can't remember now. Oh, there's a couple projects in here. Okay, so this is a pattern that Kevin and I came out with Earth Day last year. Ender, no. And it was Respect Your Mother. I worked on it all week during Earth Day. And then once Earth Day was over, I put it away. And we also put it up as a free pattern. All you had to do is email us and we would send it to you. I have seen a few people finish it. And I hope to finish it this year. Drink if you're drinking. All right, let me write that one down. So that one's 5. What else do I have in here? Oh, I have my temperature chart. I was talking about this with one of my table mates at Steel City Stitch Retreat because she was doing the same one. Oops. And I'm so close, and it's embarrassing that I haven't finished mine because this is from, I started it in March 2019, right? Or 20? March 2020, the first day of lockdown. Why does it feel like I can see the colors better over here? I don't know. I seriously have 1 month to go, which is probably just like one side. So where am I? I don't even know where I am. I could end it now and probably be done. I think I'm right here. Probably just go around one more time. This is on my WIP go, so I will finish that for sure. Let me write that down. We're up to 11. All right, there's only two more things in here. This one, I can't show you because this is some model stitching that I had done. And let me tell you that I'll show you kind of the back, how much stitching I had got done. And from like here down was in the wrong place. And so I have to rip it out or restart or something. So needless to say, it's in timeout. And then this wasn't ever started either, so this doesn't count. It's just kitted up. And I know it's Strawberry Time by Brianna, but it's not started, so I'm not going to count it as a WIP. I'm not going to count this as a WIP either because it's really just trash. I can't do anything with that. All right, I'm going to put these in here, and we're going to move on to the next one. Up to 11 WIPs, not too bad. Now we're in the downstairs project bag. Stuff that I've been working on pretty much, December, January, February. I guess this is a WIP. Is this started? Yep. haven't touched this in a couple years. You can tell, like, stuff that I bought when I first started stitching. Just kind of like quit. This is Christmas Bird. It's a wee one by Heart and Hand. I'm almost finished that. It's on some raw Ada. This is another kind of like holiday catch-all. This is Lindy Stitches pattern. I can't remember the name of it right now. Might just be called like Thomas or something. It's a turkey. I did a lot of stitching on that. I got frustrated with this one because I wasn't using the fancy floss or the overdyes, and the variegation just wasn't turning out, you know, as pretty as hers. And that's kind of like what the stitch is about, is the pretty turkey feathers. So I was like going over it in other colors, trying to make shading, and I should just restart that one. But I'll mark that as a WIP. What is this? This was a Barbara Anna from a Punch Needle Primitive Stitch Magazine 2020. Let's see if I can get the exact name. Christmas Ride. How much did I get done on that? Not bad. This would make a good ornament. Oh, I'm gonna have to finish that. For some reason, I kind of thought like I didn't like it or something, but I mean, I might as well keep going with it. I love Barbara Anna. It's probably because she uses an orange rusty red. I just don't like that for Christmas. I like a nice bright red. So I've learned to trade out. In her newer patterns, I always switch out the red, but I didn't in this one. That's probably why I got hung up on it. Oh, let me write that one down. What else we got in my bag of tricks? Okay, this houses 2 more projects. Now this you would have seen in my Christmas videos. I finished 3 of the 4 for my own tree, and I got them hung up, and then I decided to make one for my good friend, and that's how far I got. I just have to finish the house. It was supposed to be for her birthday, February, but COVID happened, so it'll have to wait till next year. So there's that. And then I participated in the 12 by 12 on New Year's Eve with Kia B and Pan from Just Keep Stitching. And rather than starting 12 new big projects, because I don't even own that many patterns, but I just decided to start. I did like 8 ornaments, and the rest were Christmas starts. So I started at least one of these. I can't remember. This is Lindy Stitches. Cats Love Christmas. What did I do? I started 2 of them. So I was doing, you know, like an hour on each ornament, and that's how far I got. Should I count that as 1 or 2 WIPs, you think? I would count it as 1, but maybe 2. I'm going to count it as 1. Okay. We're up to 16 WIPs, possibly 17, depending on how you count them. Sorry if I'm not looking at the right camera. I've only filmed in my office one time, and I forget to look at the camera. Excuse me. All right, I love this one. This was made for me by my friend Rose. I know exactly what's in this one. I'm not going to remember the name of it, but you know. This is "'Tis the Season" by Blackbird Designs. Don't want to show you that. This is a better picture anyways. Y'all have seen this, I'm sure of it. Needleminder issue. Okay, get the pattern out of the way. We all started it on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Honestly, I can't remember. Probably Christmas Day. And I worked on it throughout the next week or two. I really love it. I'm not in a super hurry with this one because I do have all year, and it's not too huge. There's a lot of negative space. But that one is very fun to stitch. I dyed the fabric myself. I love how that gray turned out. I used it in a number of things. All right. Write that one down. Okay, this one was a WIP go call for January. That's why it was moved downstairs, because it's not Christmassy or anything. That's the only reason I would have been stitching on it in January. It is Flea Market Flowers by Lori Holt. And which way does it go? Goes this way. So for WIP Go, I was able to finish this whole bit here, including the border. Oh, I did all of that, and I did that too. So I got a lot done with WIP Go for this. I think because my other WIP Go call was to stitch an ornament, and so I had a bunch started from the 12 by 12. So that took me like one day, and then I had the whole rest of the month to work on this one for WIP Go. So yeah, I'm at least halfway through on that one. So that one is fun. A lot of these projects are in the cheapy Amazon bags, which are kind of like my new favorite. Like, they're cheap, I can see through them. I don't have to eat up my stitching time making them. Okay, this one is day 2 of the 12 Days of Christmas. Second Day of Christmas by Hello from Liz Matthews. I just saw the day 6. It's so pretty. Day 2 is not the prettiest of the 6 patterns, and so it's really hard to stitch on it because it's, you know, it's a lot of black and brown, but I got to get through it to get to the more pretty ones. So that's where I got, just working on it randomly throughout January. I just want to get this one done so I can get to 3 because I really like 3. Oh, here's day 1 in case you wanted to see it. So pretty. I loved stitching that. It was just so fun. You know, probably once I get down to the houses on this one, it'll start feeling more fun because I'll have some color in there. So I also almost pulled this one out last night. I was kind of like not feeling like stitching anything that was, I don't know, I was just in a funk last night, and actually I ended up going into my sewing studio and working on a quilt project. So I guess I was just burnt out. I don't know if I wrote that one down. think I did. Okay. This is a pretty Christmas bag, but this is not a Christmas pattern. I cannot show you this pattern because I don't have printed out, not in pattern form, but Kevin will pop it in. And I saw this on the FlossTube Floss Toss. I can't remember the ladies' names, but it's two ladies. I'm fairly new to their channel. I really like their channel, and would love to get my hands on some of their fabric someday. But one of the ladies started this, and can I even come up with a name? It's like Birds in a Tree or something simple. Songbirds in Tree by Vivian Powers. And it is a beautiful pattern. Go ahead and pop it in, Kevin, and you'll see those colors. I love the folk style of the birds. I love the colors. I love the shadow stitching, which is what sold me. However, this pattern is monstrous in size. This is one bird's head right here. Can you see that? I'm sorry if the light is too hard to see. This is just his head right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's gonna be so big. Like, this is cut with a 2-inch border all the way around. It's huge. So I just don't think, I swear something, my needle fell. I just don't think that I will finish it if I keep going on this fabric. I think it's just too big. And I've debated like pulling out the birds, like maybe doing one bird or doing them individually, but it's still pretty much the same amount of stitching and still really big. So when I was at Steel City Stitch Retreat, I got some 36 count, which I've never stitched on, that maybe might work for this and make it a little smaller. But honestly, I haven't even looked into that since I got home. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I think I should just pick one and do one, and I might actually finish it. All right, we are up to 20 WIPs. Ooh. This was a WIP Go pull for February, and also it's a new start. In my WIP Go board, I did kind of 50-50 with actual WIPs, and the other ones are like stitch a Christmas ornament, stitch something Halloween, stitch a bird, stitch flowers, so that, you know, I could kind of do whatever I wanted within that category. I saw that on somebody else's WIP Go board, and I decided to go with it. I think I didn't realize I had enough WIPs to put on the WIP Go board, but of course I really do. But anyways, one of my February pulls was to stitch something Halloween. And when I was at the Steel City Stitch Retreat, one of my table mates was finishing up an Emma Congdon piece, and I had this pattern on my iPad. I had gotten it out of just Cross Stitch or one of those Cross Stitcher magazines. And I had followed somebody stitching it over the previous year on Instagram, and the colors were just so beautiful, and I was like, that's it, I'm starting it. And I just happened to buy this most perfect Jody fabric, and all I needed was like 1 or 2 colors to get going, so I did it. This is Midnight Magic by Emma Congdon, and this is what I was able to get done within the boundaries of my WIP Go pull. And of course, the colors are not nearly as bright as they are in real life, but it's going to be super pretty. I love this Jody fabric. I got a half yard, and I've got it all cut up and put into kits already. We're doing some of the Let's Talk, the Chalk Talk series. So I really love this one. It's fun to stitch. All right, 21. Okay, this is my other WIP book pull for February. It is Barbara Anna's 4 Seasons. Let me just make sure, because I have a tendency to refer to things how I want to refer to them, not how they're actually named. The 4 Seasons by Barbara Anna. And I started up Sal in fall to try and get this going because I hadn't started it yet. And the decision was during the solstice or equinox, we would start that month's lady. So I started with the fall, and then come to find out that the Flosser and Julie from Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, they were already doing that, so they joined in. But I started fall and barely touched it because I don't love the colors. I guess that's super important to me because if I don't like the colors, I don't want to stitch it. So I started it and then really didn't work on it. I didn't even participate in my own stitch along on the winter solstice. I didn't start the Winter Lady, but when it was called, I did. And what I had to do, because I was starting that Winter Lady, I had to come up and get this done before I could start her. So I didn't finish the fall lady before I moved on to winter, but I don't care. The Winter Lady is so pretty. So that's what I've gotten done so far. I have one more full day of stitching on her and then she will be put away. But I'm going to, well, I pull it out. I do WIP goes on Sunday. And so this Sunday I will bring this border around here so that when spring solstice or equinox, I don't know what it is, when that happens, I can just move on to the spring lady. So those are fun. When I started it, I didn't know whether I was going to do them all on one piece or if I was going to separate them or what, but I guess I'm doing them all on one piece. So I was just working on that yesterday. A lot of progress. Those little ladies are no joke. There's a lot of stitching in there. And those dresses. Oh, this is heavy. Okay, so this has a WIP and something kitted up and something not even kitted up yet. Let me get the pattern out of here. So this is my Chuck Tuck bag, and this is Let's Tuck Spring. I've done the other 3 in this series. This is the last one in the series that I have to get done. I hang these right in my entryway, so I'm always in a big push to get these done before the season arrives. And then I want to go back and do the mini on all of them because they're so cute. I'll just open this up. I just started it last week, so not too much progress, but it's been like the upper 60s, low 70s, and I thought it's going to be spring here in South Carolina like next week, so I better start. So that's what I've gotten done so far. Whoops. I did make a counting error right here, and I'm trying desperately to avoid pulling that out because nobody's going to be able to tell. I just needed to make sure that I had this stuff correct so that I could use it as, you know, a guideline. I didn't want to use this as a guide and then have everything be off. So I had to take some time and do that. But the colors are so pretty. And I'm stitching this on just plain old blue crunchy Aida, and I absolutely hate it. I almost decided to stitch it on that Jody fabric that I bought because I had enough, but I had bought that and trimmed it, so I just started it on that. Just deal with it. It's not the end of the world. But look at the floss. It's pretty. Pretty Eastery colors. And then I'll just show you these because they're here. Well, let me write that down for spring. And I've got top stitching kitted and ready to go. I'm trying to remember the Instagram lady who just mentioned Stitch Along. I think there's going to be a sale starting on the 12th of March for that one. I can't think of her name. And then I also have this one, which I'll do on the same Jody fabric. And I'll match the colors. Well, actually, I don't know about matching the colors because that's not too important to me, but I'm going to hang them in my sewing studio together. All right, so that is that. And in case you didn't know, this bag is a hands-on design pattern. I stitched that. I stalked Kimberly Jolly and found out what she used because I absolutely love this pink and blue. Oh my god, I matched my shirt. But anyways, it's Riley Blake fabric. So that's my hands-on design bag. I'm getting into where things are gonna fall over. Nope. Nope. Okay. What else do we have here? Kind of a lot. It's just too big. All right, just 3 more. This one, Bells of Christmas. Who's this by? Brenda Gervais. So this is actually a restart for me. I stitched the entire Peace on Earth piece on 25 count mushroom lagana, and then when I went to finish it, I just kind of like impulsively put it on some sticky board, and then I realized that that was way too big for a Christmas ornament, and it was a gift. And I had started the second one. I had the house and everything on the second one, and I just came to a halt because I did not like the finish. It wasn't going to work, so I decided to restart it. So that friend didn't get a handmade Christmas ornament last year. But this is what I've done. I changed the fabric. This is 32 count natural or raw linen, and it has the silver sparkle, which in the original one that I had stitched, I had gone through. I have this, what is this? Diamant, DMC Diamant in silver, and I had kind of gone over the wings and stuff to make it, you know, sparkle on the snowflakes, which was nice, but I just decided to get this sparkly fabric and see what I could come up with. So I'm slowly restitching this. It's still not on the recommended fabric count, so I hope that I want to actually make the bell. I think I can do it. We'll see where that takes us. Get up there. Another one. Aha, this is my ornaments. First off, look at these colors. Look at how pretty those are. Okay, those are Christmas ornaments. This is Satsuma Street, Christmas Baubles, I believe it's called. I'm just trying to confirm that for you. If not, I'm sure Kevin's going to pop all kinds of stuff up on the screen. I know it's Baubles by Satsuma Street. I'm not sure if it's Christmas Baubles. There's, I think, 7 patterns. And I have 3 done. I just finished this one this month because I am participating in the 12 by Christmas or 12 ornaments, We'll put the hashtag down so that you can check it out, but it's basically you stitch an ornament a month and then you have 12 for Christmas. Even, and I use these to start on the 12 by 12. So those were my other starts on New Year's Eve. So every month I can just pick one up and keep going, and they're really quick and they're pretty and fun. I'm still going to count that as one WIP, even though there is 4 started ornaments in there. $25. I think this is the last one. Yep. And I just started this last night because I was finicky and didn't know what to do. Kevin said, do a new start. I said, okay. And I picked this up at the Steel City Stitch Retreat. I know y'all have seen this. This is by With Thy Needle and Thread. Jelly Bean Jubilee. Some more patterns on the back. I'm stitching these on 2 different fabrics. I've got some plain mushroom lasagna, and then I've got a whole bunch of this for linen. So I'll do a few on each. And look at these. I did this on Saturday. I did all my flosses. I did a different size on my floss straps. This time I made them really small. Usually I make them bigger, so I'm kind of doing an experiment to see how I like them. Look at all those colors though. They're so pretty. I love doing floss straps. Okay, and this was the start that I did yesterday before I went up to the sewing room. Cute. All right, so let's see, 26 WIPs. I don't think that is bad. I have a lot of finishes throughout the year. I think I had 40 something finishes in 2021, so that's pretty good. Of course, it's all smalls mostly, but so thanks for sticking around and stitching with me or having your coffee with me while I went over my WIPs for 2022. I'm excited to see what I can get done. I hope you are too. If you like what you saw, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Bye.